I always enjoyed that. All right, good evening, everyone. I am going to call this meeting to order. This is the May 14, 2025 meeting of the City of Pasco Hearing Examiner. My name is Andy Kottkamp, and I've been appointed by the City of Pasco to serve as a land use hearing examiner. My job is to render final decisions and recommended decisions on various applications that are authorized to come before me. I will consider any testimony and evidence presented at tonight's hearing, as well as all the written materials on file in order to make my decision. I can hear talking. Am I being able to be heard okay?
Yes, Mr. Examiner, you can.
Okay, great. So the hearing process has certain rules. I'll still try to conduct the meeting in a relaxed and informal manner, but we still have a procedure we're going to use. For each item on today's agenda, staff will present its report and make whatever recommendations that they wish to make. Then the applicant or the applicant's representative will be given an opportunity to present their testimony and evidence. The applicant does have the burden of proof to show compliance with all the applicable rules and regulations. Next, the public will be given an opportunity to present any testimony that they wish to, and then if there is any testimony in opposition to the project, I will give the applicant an opportunity to submit whatever rebuttal testimony they wish to make. If you are going to testify, I'll have you come on up to that podium at the front of the hearing room. I'll have you state your name and address, and then I will swear you in as a witness. And ask that you keep your testimony relevant to the specific application we're talking about and not to other issues beyond the scope of the proposal. If you have anything in writing that you want to submit today, we can make those arrangements. I have the option following this hearing to keep the record open if I think there's a need for additional written testimony to be submitted. But in any event, my written decision will be made within 10 working days after I close the public record. Except as provided by the Pasco Municipal Code regarding request for reconsideration. My decision on the first three items on today's agenda are final and conclusive unless they are appealed. Those appeals are by means of what's called a land use petition action, and they have to be filed within 21 days of the date of the issuance of my decision with your Superior Court. On the rezone application, I make a recommendation on that, and so that is a recommendation that will go to your City Council, and they will make the final appealable decision. I've reviewed the items on today's agenda. I don't have any interest in the properties or the proposals to be heard today, and I will be able to fairly and objectively consider each item. And outside of receiving and reviewing the staff report and all the attachments to the staff reports, including the application materials and the noticing documents, there's site plans, there's zoning maps, comprehensive plan maps. Other than receiving and reviewing essentially the entire planning staff file for each item, I've not had any communication regarding any item that's on tonight's agenda. So with those representations, if you do have an objection to me serving as a hearing examiner for any of these items, you need to come forward at this time and state so. And seeing no movement, we'll turn to the first item on today's agenda. This is a request for a preliminary plat approval for a major subdivision, given application number PP 2025-002. I will admit into the record the staff report and the entire planning staff file, including this. Looks like we're going to have a PowerPoint presentation. We'll admit this, all these items into the record and turn this matter over to staff for their presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Examiner. My name is Ivan Barragon, Planner 2, City of Pasco. This is for Preliminary Plat 2025-002, Three Rivers Ranch Subdivision. Next slide, please. The proposal involves subdividing the northern portion of parcel number 116-030-035, located in Pasco, Washington. The property is zoned R4, High Density Residential District. Next slide, please. The overall site encompasses approximately 50.15 acres, with the proposed project area affecting 23.4 acres. Next slide, please. The applicant proposes to subdivide into 140 individual lots intended for single-family detached residential development. Development will occur in two phases. Infrastructure improvements include mass grading, construction of public roads, installation of water, sewer, and irrigation systems, and the extension of communication and power utilities. The project includes extending Burns Road and Three Rivers Drive along the site's frontage to connect with the existing City of Pasco street network. Two public pedestrian pathways are proposed to enhance walkability within the neighborhood. Notice of the public hearing was mailed to properties within 300 feet of the proposal on April 22nd, 2025. Notice of the public hearing was published in the Tri-City Herald on April 23rd, 2025. The property was rezoned from RT to R4 in September of 2022 via Ordinance 4609 in preparation for subdividing. Next slide, please. The underlying future land use designation for the site is mixed residential commercial, which allows these lands to be developed with a variety of residential housing at a density of 5 to 29 dwelling units per acre. Next slide, please. The proposal is for a density of 5.98 dwelling units per acre. The proposed lots have an average of approximately 5,050 square feet, with the smallest lot measuring 4,000 square feet and the largest lot at 10,487 square feet. A Tier 2 traffic impact analysis, known as TIA, memo dated March 31st, 2025, determined that the proposed development will not necessitate off-site transportation improvements beyond the collection of the applicable traffic impact fees. Traffic, park, and school impact fees will be collected for each lot prior to building permits being issued for new residences. Next slide, please. With that, staff recommends approval of the Three Rivers Ranch Preliminary Plat located at the northern portion of parcel number 116-030-035 with conditions as listed in the May 14th staff report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is the applicant ready to proceed? The applicant's present. You need to come forward and state your name and address for me, and then I'll swear you in as a witness.
Testing. Robert McLeod with Knudsen Engineering. Address is 5401 Ridgeline Drive, Suite 160, Kennewick, Washington.
Thank you. Mr. McLeod, how do you spell your last name?
McLeod.
Thank you. Sir, I'll have you raise your right hand for me. And do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that any testimony you give tonight will be the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you very much. And you are the agent speaking tonight on behalf of the applicant and property owner?
Yes, I am.
All right. Have you had a chance to review the proposed conditions of approval?
I have.
Does the applicant have any objection to those?
We do not.
All right. What would you like to tell me about this project?
I'd like to thank Ivan. He did a good job of presenting it. We're excited about this one to bring additional housing to the city of Pasco, which it is in need of. There's a couple aspects to this specific development that the developer has taken it upon themselves to provide to enhance the feel of the neighborhood and also provide a buffer for the existing residential neighborhood to the east. Specifically, we are providing larger lots along the east property line, matching similar lot sizes as that of the existing development, to provide a lot size buffer in a transition to the new development, which does feature some smaller lots. In addition, we are providing pedestrian facilities through the proposed development in the form of 2 exclusive pedestrian access easements to facilitate, pedestrian usage through the development, which we specifically provided as well due to the closeness of the project to a new high school in the city of Pasco. Beyond that, we are excited to provide the new housing to the city of Pasco, and we plan to develop the proposed subdivision in accordance with all city of Pasco zoning requirements, as well as the public works standards for road improvements and utility improvements. And we're looking forward to working with the city of Pasco's departments to see this project through fruition.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. McLeod.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Turn this over to the public now. Did any member of the public come to testify on this matter? Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Jody Clayton, and I live at 6915 Yellowstone Drive in Pasco.
What was your first name again? I missed that.
Jody.
Oh, with a Y or an I?
An I.
All right. I'll have you raise your right hand for me, please. And do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that any testimony you give today will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you very much. And what would you like to tell me?
I am in support of the neighborhood being built. My primary concern is an intersection that is near the new neighborhood, and that is the intersection at Three Rivers Drive and Rio Grande. Currently, this intersection has a two-way stop that goes north-south on Rio Grande. I'd like to request a four-way stop be placed at that intersection. A lot of the current traffic does not stop going north and south on Rio Grande, and I foresee this being a hazard. The other concern I have is when driving north on Rio Grande, Three Rivers Drive is not an exact 90-degree intersection for each direction because Three Rivers does curve towards the south, and in the proposed development, it looks like it will also curve towards the south on the direction going towards Road 68. When cars are parked along the south side of the road on Three Rivers Drive and you're driving north on Rio Grande, there's not a clear line of sight. And with the speed that cars drive, I think it creates a hazard at that intersection. And then my third point on that is that that intersection is frequently used as a bus stop by kids in the neighborhood. It's been used as a bus stop location for the last 2 to 3 years. I don't anticipate that changing unless this Pasco School District has different plans. And so that's why I think the cost of a four-way stop is a relatively inexpensive fix to reduce traffic hazards.
All right. Thank you very much for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Would anybody else like to provide any testimony from the public on this project?
Shane O'Neill, 6904 Rogue Drive.
What was your name again, sir?
Shane O'Neill.
And is it N-E-A-L or N-I-E-L?
O''N-E-I-L-L.
All right, got it. Thank you. Sir, do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that any testimony you give today will be the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. And sir, what would you like to tell me?
I participated in the underlying rezone that assigned the R4 zoning representing the adjacent neighborhood. I'm also a resident of the adjacent neighborhood. And during that rezone process, we were granted a development agreement or stipulation that apartments would not be built adjacent to the existing homes, which form the easterly border of the proposed neighborhood. I'd just like to testify that I appreciate the plat design, having larger lots adjacent to the existing neighborhood and single-family homes only. It's a relief to see the configuration. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming out tonight. Is there anybody else that is present in person at the hearing that would like to provide any testimony? All right. I don't see any movement. I do see a hand up from somebody that's online, Megan Raymond. Did you wish to provide testimony on this matter?
Yes, please. And I'll unraise my hand. And I'm here on behalf of the applicant as well. I'm land use counsel.
Did you want to provide testimony or just argument, or
Just
you want to be
one,
sworn in, I guess?
yeah. One clarification on one of the conditions was what I was hoping that we could talk about.
Okay.
Do I still need?
I don't know what you're going to say. So if you think you're going to have evidence, and then I'll swear you in. Otherwise, you can just provide your argument about the condition that you have some issues with.
Okay. It's just condition was now condition 8. There's no problem with the substance of it, but we were just hoping we were thinking for clarity that it could be revised slightly. And so I can give you what we would propose as slightly modified language now, if you'd like.
Well, how long is it? I don't really want to be writing it all down. I'd rather have you submit it in writing if it's going to be a couple of sentences, but
It's one sentence, but we're also happy to submit it in writing.
How do you want it to be revised?
So it currently says, per PMC gives a site, all utilities shall comply with this section. And we would just prefer it read, all utilities shall comply with PMC site as applicable.
Shall comply with what?
It's PMC 1236-0502.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The
12.
one that's cited there, 1236-0502?
Yep, same. And just
All
as,
right.
as applicable would be great.
Do you think that's part of it that is not applicable, I guess?
I don't know that that's necessarily the case. We just want to, I think, we just want to make sure there's no confusion in the future. We don't run into issues. It states per PMC 1236-052, all utilities shall comply with this section. I understand the intent is that it's referring to the cited section. But we think it would be clearer with the slightly revised language.
All right.
That's all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Was there anybody else, either online or in the public, that wished to testify on this matter? Okay, we'll go back to staff. Mr. Barragan, is there anything further from staff?
No, Mr. Examiner.
Is there any comment on Ms. Raymond's request?
No.
All right, and then let's see here, Mr. McLeod, anything further from the applicant? If you don't move, I'll just assume that there's nothing further from the applicant. And Mr. McLeod is not moving. All right, and what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to close the public record portion of this hearing, and I will have my written decision made within the next 10 working days. We'll now turn to the second item on today's agenda. This is a special permit application. Given application number SP 2025-006, which is an application for a special permit to install field lights on property located within the Pasco Sporting Complex, which is within the city of Pasco. I'm going to admit into the record the staff report and the entire planning staff file of record and turn this matter over to, I believe, Mr. Barragan again for the staff presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Examiner. So this is for, as you mentioned, SP 2025-006. SP stands for Special Permit, Burden Boulevard Soccer Complex Improvements. Okay. Trying to sort out the PowerPoint presentation, Mr. Examiner. Next slide. Sorry. The proposal pertains to the 5 northernmost soccer fields within the developed area of the Pasco Sporting Complex, located at 6200 Burden Boulevard, parcel number 117-370-016 in Pasco, Washington. The property is zoned RT Residential Transition District. Next slide, please. The overall site encompasses approximately 62.66 acres, with the proposed project area affecting roughly 16.5 acres within it. Next
I should tell you, Mr. Barragan, that I'm not seeing the slides. Not that I need to, but
I think you forgot that.
if they're being seen by the public, that's probably more important than me.
Okay, I'll continue. The applicant proposes to install lighting facilities adjacent to the 5 permitted soccer fields to enable use after dusk. The project includes the installation of 15 light poles, 12 poles up to 70 feet tall, and 3 poles up to 90 feet tall, equipped with LED sports field lighting, electrical conduit, and a control box. The lighting system would be used from dusk until 10 p.m. as needed. Next slide, please. Notice of the public hearing was mailed to properties within 300 feet of the proposal on April 22nd, 2025. Notice of the public hearing was published in the Tri-City Herald on April 23rd, 2025. Pursuant to Pasco Municipal Code PMC 25.25, .040 number 2, outdoor recreational activities require a special permit in the RT zoning district. Although outdoor recreational activities currently take place during daylight, this proposal will allow those activities to continue beyond dusk. The City of Pasco is serving as the lead agency for this project with respect to environmental review. A threshold determination was issued on April 21st, 2025, resulting in a determination of non-significance, known as DNS. In accordance with the standard DNS process outlined in Washington Administrative Code, known as WAC 197.11.340, number 2. Next slide, please. With that, staff recommends approval of a special permit for the installation of 15 light poles, 12 of which are 70 foot tall and 3 of which are 90 foot tall at the Pasco Sporting Complex, 6200 Burton Boulevard, parcel number 117370016, with conditions as listed in the May 14th staff report. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Is there a representative from the applicant here tonight? If so, please come forward. Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name and address, please. Your work address is fine.
Okay. Brent Kubalik.
You're
And
going to have to spell that one for me.
K-U-B as in boy, A-L-E-K.
Just like it sounds.
Yep. And work address 525 North 3rd Avenue, Pasco, Washington.
All right. Sir, could you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that any testimony you give tonight will be the truth?
Yes.
And you are here as an agent authorized to appear and speak on behalf of the applicant and property owner, is that correct?
Correct.
And sir, what would you like to tell me?
I'd like to say that I agree with the staff report. I'd like to say that this project is in line with a comprehensive athletic study that was done by Visit Tri-Cities in the whole of Tri-Cities in about 5 years ago, and moving forward with recommendations put forth in that. Also that the whole section there is the sports complex, as you know, with Gisa Stadium and the softball complex just to the west of Gisa Stadium, which also at this time have similar lights that are used for sporting events within the time frame that is talked about.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add, sir?
No, I think that's it.
All right. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. We'll turn this matter over to the public now. Was there any member of the public that came to testify on this application? All right. Not seeing any movement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close the public record portion of this hearing, and once again, I'll have a written decision made within the next 10 working days. The next item on the agenda is also a special permit, given application number SP 2025-003, which is a application submitted for a trade school within an existing building located within the city of Pasco on property that's more specifically described in the staff report as well as in all those application materials. For the record, I will admit into the record the staff report, the entire planning staff file of record. I also received a memorandum, if you will, from the applicant today, and that will also be made a part of the record. And we'll turn this matter over to, I believe, Mr. Gunderson for the staff presentation.
Yeah. Mr. Examiner, may I interrupt just a quick moment? On the very first agenda item, could you see the slides on the first agenda item?
Yes, and I can see this one too.
Okay, I think I know what happened. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Mr. Hearing Exam. So, turn slide. So you're one back. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So the applicant Brandon Jordan on behalf of Northwest Laborers and Employers Training Trust is wishing to operate a construction trade school within an existing building formerly used for warehouse storage. Size of the property is roughly about 2.68 acres. So the application was submitted to our office on February 13th, 2025. Application deemed complete on March 7th. And notices of public hearing were sent out to the City of Pasco website, public agencies, published Tri-City Herald, and mailed with it properties within 300 feet on April 23rd, 2025. And the public hearing for staff report was published on May 7th. Next slide. So approximately 6,000 or about 6,500 so square feet of the site is occupied by a footprint of an existing warehouse building. Existing structure was constructed in 2003 and built for use as a storage warehouse. The existing or the off-street parking off on there meets the vocational school requirements. It's providing an off-street parking table. There's also was a temporary tarp storage building. It's approximately 2,500 square feet in size at some time between 2021 2023. We don't have the exact date due to the lack of permits for a temporary structure. The gravel area located behind the proposed school building will serve as a training yard for outdoor-based activities. And then the hours of operation for the facility will be Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. With 2 classes at a time with upwards of 25 students. And then there's also, I guess, a fence surrounding the property with a portion located in the right-of-way on the north side of the property. The applicant will be submitting an encroachment permit as part of the approval process. Site was added to the City of Pasco as part of the annexation completed in 2013. Zoning for the property was designated as I-1, which has been this case all the way up till now. So unclassified uses, due to nature, are deemed to require special review on a case-by-case basis. Vocational schools are listed as an unclassified use. So, next slide. So, findings of fact. So, the proposal is in accordance with the goals, policies, objectives of the comprehensive plan. Establishing a construction trade school will help to, in the long run, to increase the amount of business opportunities brought by increased workforce training. The proposal will not firstly affect public infrastructure. So proposed use will not increase the need for infrastructure improvements and is unlikely to adversely affect existing infrastructure. There is the existing fence in city right away, but as explained earlier, the applicant's going through the process of submitting an encroachment permit. And that will allow for, access for, if they need access to the right of way for repairs or, and provide process for fence removal in case if they actually build out the right of way. The proposal will be constructed, maintained, and operated to be in harmony with the existing or intended nature of general vicinity. Proposed use will be contained with the existing building. Properties in the general vicinity are primarily industrial. Proposed use as structured trade school will not be in conflict with the existing or intended character of general vicinity. Location, height of proposed structures and site design will not discourage the development of permitted use on property. Proposed use will be contained within existing building, outside of some, outdoor school activities. Operations in conjunction with the proposal will not be more objectionable to nearby properties by reason of noise, fume, such and such. Operations of the construction trade school will not be more objectionable to nearby properties by reason of noise, fumes, vibration, dust, flashing lights than would be the operation of any other permitted use within the district. The proposal will not endanger the public health, safety if located and developed where proposed or in any way become a nuisance. Proposal is required to adhere to the Pasco Municipal Code for provisions such as outdoor lighting, noise ordinances. And additionally, the use will be subject to periodic reviews for compliance with conditions imposed under special permit. At which point, if there was any violations, the permit may be revoked. Next slide. So, as far as the approval conditions, the special permit will apply to 0108 and any subsequent subdivisions thereof. Encroachment for a permit for the fence will need to be submitted and approved before certificate of occupancy is obtained. And then the applicant shall adhere to all federal, state, and city building, fire, and safety codes. And lastly, staff recommends approval, special permit located at 420 North Venture Road as construction trade school with conditions here and as herein proposed.
All right, thank you very much. Is the applicant ready to proceed?
Good evening, Mr. Examiner.
Good evening. What's your name and address, please?
My name is Brandon Jordan. That's BrandonJordan. And our work address is 27055 Ohio Avenue Northeast in Kingston, Washington, 98346.
All right, thank you, sir. Could you raise your right hand for me? And do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that any testimony you give tonight will be the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you very much. And Mr. Jordan, are you here as an agent authorized to appear and speak on behalf of the applicant and property owner?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. What would you like to tell me, sir?
Along with the letter I submitted earlier, I just want to say that, we have actually been operating in the city of Pasco just about a mile away from where the new location is. We were in before permits were required, so we're going through a new process now. Along with that, I have a list here of over 278 people that have graduated from our apprenticeship in the Tri-Cities area who are now working out with local contractors. There's many of them working at the Hanford nuclear facility, handling hazardous waste. Our training makes sure that everyone that does this work is doing it as safely as possible and reducing hazards to the public. Our training also involves a lot of infrastructure work. So with, a lot of the approved building that's going on, we would like to continue to train our workforce here in Pasco. That's
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in tonight.
All right, thank you.
We'll turn this over to the public. Is there any member of the public that's present that came to testify on this matter? All right. So, Mr. Jordan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the public record portion of the hearing here, and I will have my written decision made within the next 10 working days. We have the last item on today's agenda. This is a request for a site-specific zone change. It's given application number Z2025-004, and it's a request to rezone property from C1 to mixed use. It relates to property located within the city of Pasco on property that's more specifically described in the staff report as well as in the application materials. For the record, I'm going to admit into the record that staff report, this PowerPoint presentation, and the entire planning staff file. And we'll turn this matter over to, I believe, again, Mr. Gunderson for the staff presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Hearing Examiner. All right, next slide. So, the applicant, Shane O'Neill, on behalf of Jesus Hira Diaz, wishes to amend the zoning of the northern part of parcel 119451320, located near the intersection of West Sylvester Street and North 20th Avenue, from C1 retail business to MU mixed use. The size of the area being divided is approximately about 1.66 acres in size. Next slide. So the applicant submitted the application on March 17, 2025. Application was deemed complete on March 18, 2025. Notice of the application with the optional SEPA determination on significance was posted on the City of Pasco website, SEPA registry, Tri-City Herald, and mailed to property owners within 300 feet on April 7, 2025. Received public notice from Colville Confederate Tribes on April 22nd, 2025. Notice of public hearing was then posted on the City of Pasco webpage, published by Tri-City Herald, and mailed to property owners on April 23rd, 2025. The SEPA mitigated determination on significance was issued and posted on SEPA registry on April 25th, 2025. and the MD&S, or mitigated termination significance, distributed to parties record on May 5th, with the staff report published on May 7th. Next slide. So, all right, so the requirements for the zoning petition as stated in PMC 25.210.030. So date existing zone came effective. Site was zoned. The C1 zoning came into effect when the property was annexed in 1971 and has remained that all the way up till now. So change conditions that warrant the new zoning. There was a passage of Ordinance 4668, which modified city's zoning code to provide for a mixed-use zoning option. So the property were changed to mixed residential commercial comprehensive plan with the city's last periodic update to the comprehensive plan. Additionally, there was rapid growth in Pasco over the last 20 years, which has prompted a need for more diverse types of housing and commercial development. Proposed rezone would allow for the site to be developed as intended with the comprehensive plan. Facts to justify the change on the basis of advanced public health, safety, general welfare. Rezone from retail business C1 to mixed use would allow for increased supply of housing, putting further pressure on putting further pressure on expanding urban growth boundaries. Is located approximately 0.08 miles from a transit center and 0.09 miles from a nearby grocery store. There are also elementary, middle school, and high school within just a little over half a mile within a range of about that from the proposed area of the proposed zone change. Having transit school grocery options will encourage a vibrant, active neighborhood, promoting both economic growth and enhanced social interaction. Effect will have on the value and character of the adjacent property and comprehensive plan. Change in zoning would be consistent with comprehensive plan. Adjacent properties' values and character are not anticipated to be negatively affected due to mixed-use development having been established by councils, appropriate and beneficial use for the site based on the approved comprehensive plan. Site is located near transit, school, and shopping, which furthers the viability for changing the zoning to mixed use. Effect on the property owner if owner's request is not granted. Site may remain underutilized and owner will not be able to deliver a mixed use project. There are also other limited negative effects as the applicant had listed in their narrative, such as limited development options, reduced property value, mixed economic opportunities, potential increased development costs, etc. The comprehensive plan designation used for the property. The comprehensive plan designates property as mixed residential and commercial district. Both current and proposed zoning districts are compatible with the comprehensive plan designation. Next slide. So the proposal is in accordance with the goals and policies of the comprehensive plan. I'll just go over a basic few goals. There's quite a few goals and policies that it aligns with. First goal is increases community access through proper land use planning. It helps maintain a broad range of residential land use designations to accommodate a wide variety of lifestyles and housing opportunities. Helps encourage distinctive quality community and regional commercial and industrial developments that supports the city's overall development goals. Helps encourage housing for all economic segments of the city's population, existing with local and regional markets. Helps efforts to provide affordable housing, meet needs of the community, and also helps maintain economic development as an important ongoing city initiative. Effects of the immediate vicinity will not be materially detrimental. The proposal will not be materially detrimental on the immediate vicinity. Adjacent property to the north has the same comprehensive plan, land use designation, and neighboring properties have a mixture of commercial and low density comprehensive plan land use designations. The application for rezone is consistent with the comprehensive plan land use element. There is merit in the proposal for community as a whole. Proposed zoning designation is consistent with the comprehensive plan land use map and the goals and policies adopted by the City of Pasco. Conditions should not be imposed in order to mitigate any adverse impacts from the proposal. No conditions should be imposed. Any future development will be evaluated for significant adverse impacts at the time of a development application. Nonetheless, staff would like to bring it to the applicant's attention that a sewer main will likely need to be extended at the time of build to the property. Currently, there's no sewer main running along the section west of Vesta Road in front of the property. However, any specific requirements will not be determined until a building permit is submitted to our office. And lastly, a concomitant agreement should not be entered between the city and petitioner. It's just not necessary at this time. Next slide. Staff recommends, based on the finding facts issued therein, that the northern parcel, part of parcel 119451320, be rezoned from C1 Retail Business District to MU Mixed Use District. Thank you.
Thank you. And although not expressly stated in your presentation, this is a recommendation to City Council, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Examiner.
All right. Just confirming things didn't change that I didn't pick up on. All right. Thank you very much. Is the applicant ready to proceed? Good evening, sir. I'll have you state your name and address for me.
Shane O'Neill, 6904 Rogue Drive, Pasco, Washington.
All right, Mr. O'Neill, you're still under oath.
Correct.
Are you here as an agent authorized to appear to speak on behalf of this applicant as well?
Officially, I am.
All right, so what would you like to tell me?
I'm here representing the owner, Jesus Higuera Diaz. He's the owner of several parcels in the surrounding vicinity, including the nearest grocery store, which is called Supermex, proposing to rezone 1.66 acres of the subject parcel from C1 to mixed use, consistent with the mixed residential commercial land use designation in the comp plan. This application warrants approval for several reasons highlighted in the staff report and my application materials, which should satisfy the burden of proof. I won't reiterate all of those points now, but generally high impact street intersections like this are typically viewed as appropriate locations by city planners for as appropriate for multifamily and commercial land uses, which the proposed mixed use zone would allow. The mixed use zoning assignment will provide more clarity to the owner so that he can move forward with a development plan, and this proposed zone offers the flexibility that he would like, hence the mixed term in the zoning name. Rezone, the site owner, he owns several parcels in the site, already said that. The site offers convenient access to public transportation and groceries and other retail businesses within half a mile, which is walking distance, so it meets that walkability language that you find in the Growth Management Act. Regarding burden of proof, my application contains 2 or 3 narratives, one related to the Growth Management Act and one specific to the rezone criteria for your review and consideration. I've also included several site vicinity photos taken from an aerial view to give you a good perspective on the neighborhood. But I concur with the findings and facts in the staff report, and I have no objections there too. That concludes my presentation.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. O'Neill, for coming in.
Thank you.
Turn this over to the public now. Did any member of the public come to testify on this matter? Okay, seeing none. What I'm going to do is, Mr. O'Neill, I'm going to close the public record portion of the hearing on this matter as well. I will have my recommended decision out within the next 10 working days. Those are the only items that were on tonight's agenda, so I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I'm now going to adjourn this May 14, 2025 meeting of the City of Pasco Hearing Examiner. Thank you all very much for coming out tonight again. This meeting's now adjourned.